Hello, Incredible Friends. My name is Megan. I'm with Incredible Techniques, and today I am bringing you this really cute card. And this uses the new buffalo check background stamp. So this is what we're going to be making today, but before we get started on that, I want to remind you that bonus days is about to end, the redemption for your bonus days coupons. So when you ordered product in August and you got your $5 coupons, you might have multiple ones, you got emails from Stampin' Up. So the last day to redeem those is September 30th. So make sure you use those. You don't want to lose them. So if you have any questions or need help with that, let me know. And also, if you have not gotten the holiday catalog or the annual catalog, if you do not have a current Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love to be that. So let me know. I can mail you a copy. This is the holiday one. And just let me know when you email me, let me know if you need the holiday or annual or both. Other than that, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so at this time. That's the big red button below. And once you've done that, you can give the video a thumbs up for the like. That helps YouTube keep showing my content to you. So let's get started on. So again, this is the project we're making today. The floral comes from the Daisy Delight. We're going to use this stamp and then this one for the center. We're going to be using the Daisy Punch. I'm also, to get this checkered background here, this is a new background stamp called Buffalo Check. This one's a lot of fun. It's in the holiday catalog. And then the sentiments I'm using, you can use anything you have on hand, but the ones that I'm using today come from the Special Celebrations stamp set. And this is a 2-case set. So there's 2 cases for this set. And let's go ahead and get started. All of the dimensions and supply list will be in the description below. And I already have some of my pieces cut. The first thing, let's go ahead and stamp our flower. I already have it mounted on this block. I'm going to stamp 2 of these and cut or punch them out. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up my flower and I'm going to stamp. Now, if you'll notice, this punch is straight up and down with the petals. So you just want to make sure when you stamp, it will help if you also stamp with the petals straight up and down. Then I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one over here and give myself plenty of room to punch. I also have the interior of my card here, and as you'll see on the inside of this one, I stamped this and have the sentiment there. So I'm going to go ahead, while I have this stamp out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this as well. I'm going to stamp off of my paper just a little bit. So if you don't have to put the full flower there. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. And then I'm going to go ahead and I've got the center of the flower mounted here, and we're going to ink that up in Memento Black. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp that in the center of that flower. Bring back in the other 2 here and do the same thing. Center of that one and of that one. Then we can go ahead and take our punch and line it up. And then we'll go ahead and punch the second one out. And then what I'm going to do is take my snail. I'm going to put a little bit of snail on the back of this one center of the flower, and I am going to carefully kind of position these so that the petals overlap a little bit. So it just gives it like a fuller look. So we've got the inside of our card, we've got the outside flower. I'm going to grab the other panel, that's the outside panel of our card. And then I have gone ahead and I stamped this buffalo one, and I have a piece of black cardstock that I'm going to layer behind it. But I want to show you how I inked this stamp up. So this is the buffalo checked background stamp, and as you see, it's pretty big. So I just have it flipped upside down on my clear block. Now this one does, it is available as a wood mount stamp, and so if you like your background stamps to be already mounted on the wood, you have that option too. But I'm just inking this up really well. And what's recommended when you're dealing with a big background stamp like this is to take the piece of paper and carefully lay it on top of your stamp. Since my paper is pretty much covering my stamp, I'm not gonna worry too much about it, but you could take a piece of scrap paper. I've got ink on my hands too. You could take a piece of scrap paper and just gently rub on the back. You're just transferring the ink onto your paper. And clearly I have ink on my fingers because this is getting on the back. It's okay because this is the back. Nobody will see this anyway. Flip it over. And there you have your background. So that's how I did that one. And then I just cut the strips that I needed. All of the supplies and measurements will be in the description below, as I stated earlier. I'm going to put some snail on the back of that and then mount it on a basic black layer. And then I'm going to take my outside card panel and attach some snail on the back of this and attach this to the base. I'm going to go ahead and grab my marker. This is my crushed curry marker. And this technique, I think it's called speckling or flicking or something like that. Different people call it different things. But I just want to take the thick end of my marker. There's two ends, a fine point and a brush tip. I'm going to take the brush tip end and I'm going to use my cap and I am just going to kind of flick it. So and I'm going to keep doing that till I get different specks along the card. Different spots. You can make it as heavy or as light as you want. This just gives the card a little bit of interest and dimensions, a little bit of splatter look. I have my greeting. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up in this Memento black ink as well, and I'm going to just stamp that right there. And actually, while I had the marker out, I should have done, I just want a little bit of that splatter technique just around the flower. I don't want it over the whole card, so I'm just turning my paper this way so I can work more easily. And I should also point out, when you're doing this, you do want a piece of scrap paper below because you see it does splatter onto my paper. So make sure you have a scrap piece of paper underneath you. And while I have the ink out, I'll go ahead and mount the inside sentiment as well and get that stamped on my card. Okay, so we're done with the inside panel of the card. So actually I can just go ahead and put snail on the back of that and mount that to my card base. Just centering this in the center of the panel there. And then I can go ahead and put the exterior panel on to the card front. So I've got my flower here. I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to add a dimensional to the back of that, peel the backing off, and then place that kind of, I like it just wherever you want it, but I like it right about there. So there you have your card. Lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed that project. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this project. I hope you'll try one for yourself. I would love to hear from you in the comments about what color you think would look great in this buffalo check. And let me know if you've ever done this splatter technique before, if you like that on this card. If you've not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I create videos at least once a week, and I don't want you missing out on any of the fun stuff and projects that I share with you. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. And again, if you need a catalog, let me know that too. I'll be happy to get those mailed out if you're here in the United States. Until next time, have an incredible day.